What's going on, everyone? We're going to be taking a look at one of my most favorite stocks to trade, and that is Nvidia, NVDA. We're going to take a look at that stock today and exactly see what we are dealing with here. Now, again, why do I like to trade Nvidia? Why do I like to trade Tesla? Because of the ATR, the average true range, right? So I like to know, what are my big movers in the triple Qs? You know, if a stock like Nvidia can move 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points in a day, same thing goes for Tesla. I know that they're potentially on a day in and day out basis can be $1, $2 for me to kind of skim off the top or off the bottom and kind of make my living off of, right? This is what I do full time. I trade options as well as equities. So I do trade a little bit of shares as well as trade some futures on the side as well. So what we are looking at here, Nvidia has pulled back, currently down $7 on the day's session. Market is closed. We closed at 282.10. Currently in the after hours, we're sitting at around 280. So we have pulled back in just a little bit. So we were down 2.5%. What I'm looking at here on the video, we have our absolute top supply. That's 290.58. That's the highs. Okay, so if we kind of go back just a month worth of data here, and we go to the left, if we look at around March the 22nd, if you guys want to pull this up on your daily time frames so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. If we go here to March the 22nd, this was the last breakout that we had over that 263. We put in a new high to around 277, pulled back into rising support, bounced off, put in a new high at around 280, which acted as a very, very troublesome spot for almost 3 weeks time. Pulled back into the 20-day moving average, put in a new high at 281, pulled back into the linear regression and lower Bollinger Band on the daily, and now finally put in a new high at 290. Does it mean that the run is over? My personal opinion, I think Nvidia sees 300 before it sees 200, right? Before it sees 230, right? But again, I could be wrong. That's why we need to be on top of our game and we need to understand where are we at technically, right? So technically, all we're doing is coming back in and testing this rising 5-day moving average. We've been trading over the 5-day moving average for the past 5 days. This is what's called your power trending SMA. As long as we're over our short-term moving averages, which is the 5 and 10-day moving average, you have to give the bulls the benefit of the doubt. That doesn't mean that it doesn't provide short setups for day traders or scalpers. You know, definitely today I played actually Nvidia to the downside. Let me go ahead and kind of recap my trade to the downside on Nvidia. So if we kind of look at the pre-market data here, pre-market lows were sitting at around $286.27. Okay. Now on the 1 hour chart, we have the rising 20 SMA that was sitting right around 285.79. This is what I like to do when I'm looking to scalp off the open, scalp within the first 30 minutes, hour of the day. I'm going to use a 1 hour time frame. I'm going to let the first 30 minutes of the market play out. Okay. I want us to put in a high. I want us to put in a low. It's at that time, that 10 a.m. candle, 10 a.m. Eastern time, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to then look at the chart. Where do I have potentially more room in this trade? If we look at the top side here, over 288.41, which was the first hour's highs, still needed to get over 289. Over 289 had room to around 292. So there was room to the top side over pre-market highs. However, we never confirmed, we never got there. If we look at the inverted hammer candle here on the 1 hour time frame, we can see that the lows were 284.40. Our next support was sitting at 282.20. That, my friends, is a $2 move, $1.50. That's more than enough room for me to kind of get in short, take $1, take $1.25, $2. Remember what I said in the beginning of this video. I like to trade Nvidia, Tesla, and Microsoft, Meta, some of these stocks that move multiple dollars in a day. And right now, someone just reported after the bell, I'm assuming because they're dragging Nvidia down, currently trading at 279. Look at Nvidia fall. But with that being said, if we are looking at, you know, some of these big movers that are going to move in dollars each and every single day, it's very, very easy to kind of identify $1 here, $2 there, $2.50 here, and kind of take that off the top, right? So if we look at this trade here, as long as we confirm the first hour's lows, I'm going to go ahead and get into this trade, and I'm going to sell into the next demand. Okay, so that's how we're going to play price action. That's how we're going to play supply and demand. That's how we're going to scalp. That's how we're going to day trade. We have to understand where these stocks can stop. where could they potentially be heading, where could they potentially stop. Okay, so with that being said, look at what we did the rest of the day, where we kind of just trickled over and under and over and under and over and under, because we did have some firm support down here at the 50 EMA as well as the declining 5-day moving average. Nvidia is really getting hammered off after the bell here. I'm kind of just looking over my watch list. Sorry for taking a little bit of a halt here. Who reported today? Tesla is also down just a tad. Who else? Anyways, but as we're kind of looking at Nvidia, for example, let's use Nvidia's live price action as an example here. So we've lost a 50-day moving average. Our next demand zone is sitting at around 277. I would expect Nvidia to get to 277 before next significant bounce, right? So you want to play from supply to supply and demand to demand. So when we lose an area, okay, when we lose an area of demand, we would be taking the short position and selling into the next area of demand. Now, when we confirm an area of supply, we take it long and sell into the next supply. Again, it doesn't have to get down here. It doesn't have to get up here. We just need to make sure that we are playing accordingly. We're managing our risk. We're not just letting a trade go against us all day. That is my look on Nvidia. So again, if I just go back to the daily time frame and kind of see exactly what we're looking at here, Nvidia pulling back into 279. Right now we have pulled into, in the after hour session, this rising 5-day moving average. One thing that I would keep my eyes on for tomorrow is if we do start to lose the daily 5 SMA, we do have room down to 274. That's going to be a beautiful trade if you guys want to take that for a scalp. Again, no change in trend happens on Nvidia until we lose 273, 272 90s. That would be losing the 20-day moving average on a daily time frame. That, my friends, would be a big trade. There's 10 points down in the next support here to 263. I hope this video helps you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video.